Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame. I hope y'all are having a wonderful night because it is indeed night here and not too far away from morning actually. But I just came on here to be petty. Well, to tell y'all of my petty plans. So, it is not wine, that is cranberry juice with nothing in it. Nothing alcoholic in it. It's just cranberry juice and ice. So anyway, y'all, guess what? So I made a chocolate cake and chocolate icing from scratch, right? And I'm going to take a few pieces to work for a select few people that I am cool with, who I know will appreciate my hard work. So I think I was doing a video one day and I walked to the kitchen and came back because I was scared I was going to be doing a video and then my stuff was going to burn up or something, because that was my first time testing it out, but it worked out the way I thought it would. And I was making chocolate chip cookies with cheesecake in the middle, right? Cool. So the last time they had a function at work and they wanted people to bring stuff or to give $5 to go towards the meat or whatever they were going to buy with the money that was given, I always do like I'm me. I do what I do because I know how to bake. I know how to cook. I know how to barbecue. So I'm always inclined to bring something that I have made. I've never had anybody have an issue with anything that I made. Therefore, that is why I always normally would bring cornbread or whatever, not at work. Nobody's requested that. Nobody's ever had my cornbread at work, but if they did, they would request me to bring it. But other people really do request me to bring cornbread, cakes, cookies, pies, stuff like that. So anyway, that time when I made that, people looked at it, looked crazy. I had a note on what it was, and most people would be like, "Ooh, I'm curious to see what this is about." Did nobody do it? People picked over stuff and flocked to some trash. So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So from now on, I'm not bringing y'all nothing, and I'm not signing up for nothing. So y'all can count me out. I never told them that's what it was gonna be, but that just really is what it's gonna be for me from here on out until I go somewhere else. Cause my last job, everybody appreciated me. They could not wait for me to get in the kitchen and bake something and bring it to them, because normally I would bake something and I would bring it to work, and I really would just want a cookie, a piece of cake, or something like that. I really would want like a little piece. Sometimes I literally want just a bite. And I would make whatever. I'll make a batch or two of cookies and bring it to work for everybody else. And I had 1 or 2 cookies for myself. Like, that's how crazy it was, y'all. So, y'all, like I said, I made chocolate cake and the chocolate frosting from scratch. It already cooled. I already iced the cake. I didn't cut up the pieces. I got it sitting in the refrigerator in a bag, ready for me to grab it in the morning and leave. Hopefully, I won't be in such a hurry that I forget it in the midst of all this pettiness I'm trying to pull off tomorrow. But y'all, I'm gonna bring it to work and I'm gonna distribute it to everybody who's gonna get a piece. And I got a little bitty piece for myself too, and just see what happens. But I don't really care. I'm just tired because you're going to sit up here and try me and be like, ah. And then it seems like people would really sit up there and be like, okay, she put on this paper that she going to bring this. Let's go and do something else. Like, not even touch it, like, at all. And it was funny because the very first time I brought it, nobody knew. Because I was like, oh, I'm bringing something. I don't know what I'm going to bring. And so they didn't cut it up and all this other stuff. People flocked to it and got it. But after that, once they knew what I was going to bring, they'll try to be funny. So I had one of my friends, she loves the stuff that I bake. And she would politely be like, look, I'll take the whole thing home. I'm like, you can take it home. I'm not going to eat it. Or she'd be like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm not bringing it back home. I'm going to just throw it away. I'm not going to eat it. I didn't want it. I just was making it for this function. And these people do not appreciate good food. when they see it. So whatever, if you appreciate it, if you like it, then you can take it home. So anytime I make something, she likes it. When I made those cookies, she took them home. Her husband, I mean, this was a big container of them now, y'all. Her husband devoured most of them by himself. And I was like, what? And y'all, he's a twig. He's basically a twig. I do not understand where the food goes. I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah. I brought him home. I told him that I was putting it in the refrigerator. And she went in the refrigerator to get some for herself. He had ate them down. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all. So anyway, I made this. I do have one for her. She's pregnant. So she told me she does like chocolate. I just had to make sure, because I know a lot of people for some reason don't like chocolate. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? I don't get it. I live for chocolate. So she was like, oh yeah, I love chocolate. She was like, why? Are you making some chocolate? Are you making a chocolate cake? I'm like, I might. But yeah, I made the chocolate cake, and I'm gonna be a little bit petty tomorrow. I'm not participating. I mean that, because cheesecake ingredients are not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Not unless I'm able to catch a sale and just so happen to stock up when the sale happened. No. Like one of the time, I think the first time I made the cake, the strawberries were not on sale. The cheese, the cream cheese was not on sale. And the only thing that was reasonably priced, of course, was the sugar. And the eggs were okay priced, I think. That was either before or after that time when the eggs went up in price, like drastically. That might have been the time. So the only thing really that was reasonably priced was the sugar. So it's like, you sitting up here trying me, and I done sat up here and I done spent over $20 on this cake. And y'all trying to act like y'all don't. And I've been, like I think I did mention, I've been baking since I was a child. Since before I was the age of 10, I've been baking. Like when I say baking, I'm talking about cheesecakes, red velvet cakes, any German chocolate cakes. These are like the big three that people live for. I have been baking them since I was a child. So you can't never sit up here and try to make it seem like, oh, that's nasty. Or you really trying to sit up here and play me like my food nasty when it's not. And I already knew it wasn't nasty, but I just never expected the response I got from my last job. It was so overwhelming to the point where I was like, are they serious? Like they really would set it off and be like, when the next time you gonna make some cookies? When the next time you gonna make a cake? When the next time you gonna make this? When the next time you gonna make that? I'm like, Lord have mercy. Y'all doing the most. So people, even after I left, I'm talking about, it's been 2 years since I left. There are people who will roll up on my friend and be like, man, I sure miss her baked goods. And then like, they kind of get upset because she and I still hang out. And like for her birthday, or when I randomly bake something, I'll be like, well, you can swing by the house and get this. And I'll come outside, we'll chop it up. And I'll pass some off to her for her to go take home. Her grandmama have some. Like the last time I made a cheesecake, I think. I ended up cutting half of it, giving her half of it, and I gave the rest to somebody else. And they tore it down. Her grandmama even was like, you need to tell her that was the best cheesecake I ever tasted in my life. And I mean, and I'm not doing nothing out of the way. This is just something that I have perfected because I've been doing it for 20 something years. So it's like, you can't never try to play me and try to be like, and turn your nose up to something that I baked and I've actually put my hard-earned money into. And I actually was like, okay, oh my gosh, I'm going to share this with them because this is something that I know that I excel in. Y'all, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it no more. So I'm going to be petty and I'm going to bring the cake to work and I'm going to distribute it to the people who I know will actually appreciate what I have made, and I'm going to go on by my bed. I'm going to act as if I don't know what you're talking about. When they say, where y'all get the chocolate cake from? My house, out of my oven, from the flour bag that I sifted the flour from. I'm going to be real petty, especially depending on who the person is that asked me. I'm going to be like, oh, the flour, I sifted the flour Y'all excuse me. I don't know why everybody around here got scooters and them things loud as I don't know what. But anyway, I'm gonna be like, the flour bag that I sifted it from, the cocoa that I ended up like, I'm gonna name off a few of the ingredients that I put in there. That's where I got it from. I made it. That's where I got it from, out of my oven after I baked it and let it cool off. Oh my gosh. And then, okay, y'all. So this is what kills me. This is two things. The fact that they're having this dinner, lunch, or whatever you want to call it, right? The last time they did it, it's like the food keep getting worse and worse. The people that try to make it. Somebody made baked beans. It was like a couple of people made baked beans. All of them was nasty. The one that actually looked like it was decent was overpowered with garlic, onion, powder, and had the nerve to be freezing cold. I was like, what is going? I ain't never had, like, I don't understand. I just don't understand. First of all, you got it out of a can. You don't know how to doctor up baked beans. And I mean, I don't know what all they put in it. They looked like they were good, but lies and deception. Lies and deception. Y'all, and I mean, they had all kinds of stuff on this table. Y'all, I ended up getting some grapes. Somebody brought some grapes, a little bowl of grapes or something. Y'all, I ended up getting a couple of grapes. Somebody made some kind of dip. It wasn't even really, it's like I want to say it was a dip, but it wasn't. They made some kind of stuff, and it was a weird taste. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the greatest. But that was the only thing that was worth halfway eating. But then when I took the first bite, I was like, okay, I feel like my stomach gonna tear up for the end of the day after eating it. And it's like, dang, y'all can't cook. Y'all can't do nothing, but y'all want to set it off to my some like it's like they got some world famous food that they about to bring up in there. I was just so confused with y'all. I really be confused, but then y'all want to be shady when it comes to my baked goods that I bring up in there. And then this the last thing I'm gonna let y'all go. There's this woman in there, y'all. She just started baking. A non-black person, let me just say that. And not that it matters, I'm just saying, just to give y'all somewhat of a visual. A non-black person just started baking for the first time in her life. Ain't never baked nothing ever in her life. She just started baking 2 years ago, and y'all, I was like, oh, okay. You know, she tried to make it seem like she had been practicing and everything is so good. Her family loves it. Everybody loves the stuff she bakes. Y'all, I said, oh, okay. I'm the type of person where if you really can bake, I would give it a try. And if it's good, I'm going to be like, okay, so you can bring me a piece of whatever you bring next. Because I will give credit where credit is due. Y'all, I tasted that cake. No. And then the other person who was the most excited to try her cakes, because he kept saying, oh, I've been hearing about her cakes. I can't wait. I mean, he was so vocal. He is somebody who's very, very, very vocal, very talkative. Y'all, I looked over at him because I tasted my cake before him. And I looked over at him, y'all. He's one of those people where he was taught to clean his plate. So he finished the cake, but you could tell he didn't like it. He was just like, what? Like he was mumbling some under his breath when he tried the first piece. I feel like he was like, what in the world was she talking? This cake ain't good. I was like, oh my gosh, you could tell. And my thing is this: if you have to come up to me to ask me, was my cake good? Come on now, you shouldn't have to roll up on me, the person who has tried your baked goods, to ask you if it's good. People would hunt me down. I have literally had people at my last job. I'd be working in a whole other area outside of where I normally would work, right? I remember one day I had brought something in and I let people have it on like our first break. Man, they went on a different break or something. Or they tried it on their lunch break. And then I went back to my area and I was working. They hunted me. They was like, where's she at? Where's she working at today? They hunt me down just to tell me how delicious what I made was. And I was just like, okay, you done set it off over a cookie. You done set it off over a cookie. Is it really that good? You know, and I was just like, are they hyping me up or is it really that good? But yeah, y'all, like I'm telling y'all, I really do have to find that recipe because I had perfected the recipe and I don't know what I did with it. I cannot, and I used to, and that's the crazy thing. I remembered it. And then I stopped baking for a while. I lost my little motivation, y'all, I've been going through. But I normally put a record of everything because I'm always scared I'm gonna forget. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere, I just don't know where. So hopefully it'll come up and I'll find that recipe for the cookies. But yeah, people used to always hunt me down. I ain't never had to be like, so did you like the cake? Did you like the cookie? That's what she had to do. She had to roll up on me and she rolled up on that man. And to save her feelings a little bit, to not hurt her feelings, it was like, yeah, it was good. But a lot of people hyping her up, and she's gotten to the point now that she's like in year 2 now. Y'all, she just sat up here and she got it where she has people put in orders for cakes. And I'm like, ma'am, I can't. Y'all, it's just too much. I cannot. Like, when I tell you, every time I'm saying, okay, it's going to get better. Y'all, the cake's been getting worse. I don't understand how you get worse. And then there are times when the cakes taste okay. There's one time her cake tasted okay. And it was because it was a box cake that had not been doctored up. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know what box cake tastes like, but I prefer to make my stuff from scratch since I know how to, and it's so simple. But that particular day, she bought a box from somewhere. The frosting was not made from scratch either. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to bash at nobody, but if you sitting up here telling me you have a business that you're running and you're trying to charge people, you ain't finna sit up here and go get an expired box cake and bake it up and serve it to me and tell me, oh, that's $10, $15 when you paid 50 cents to $1 for it. No, ma'am. That's what you not finna do. Y'all, I just can't. So, moral of the story is she can't bake, but she thinks she can. And the people at my job are hyping her up to make her believe that she can do it. And they sitting up here ordering stuff from her. And I'm like, why are y'all ordering pound cakes from this person? Like, she's the type of person that if you actually are a baker and you know how pound cakes are, there are certain cakes that you have to perfect. And pound cakes, to me, the ones that I grew up making the way that my mama made them, you have to perfect. And there are certain things that go into that in order for it to come out the way it need to come out. She over here talking about she doing lemon pound cakes, regular pound cakes. I don't think she does other stuff like my mom. My mama does chocolate pound cakes and all that stuff. But y'all, I can't. So anyway, I'm going to be petty tomorrow. And I'm going to bring cake for other people. And they're going to be looking like, where the cake at? Where that cake come from? Don't worry about it. Ain't got nothing to do with you. So anyway, y'all, I hope y'all got a little laugh out of my little moment that I plan to have tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get in this bed. Get ready for bed, rather. And get in this bed and try to go to sleep. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good evening, good night. And I'll see y'all next time.